What is up, everybody? It's John with John Sports Cards and Collectibles coming at you with a brand new video. How's everyone doing out there today in the YouTube universe? I have another box here of cards that I picked up months ago. In this box right here are 1978 Topps. I don't know which players are in here. I think there's some Hall of Famers. I don't think there's going to be an Eddie Murray rookie in here, but you never know. When I bought this lot, I knew the condition. I knew maybe, a handful of cards based on the photographs. But it came from a reliable and good source that I purchased from, so I, trust these people. And let's see what's in here. These are very popular videos now, as of late on the channel. And the idea here of me purchasing these are for a business idea that I have. And I'm hoping that I get it launched this year. Let's get a few more. There's Oscar Gamble. Let's see if I can I want to get the box started from let's just do this. It's hard I don't want to knock over the camera. But let me see if I can get some more out. Oh, these look wonderful. Oh, look, Willie Stargell is here. You can't see it. He's right there. That's awesome. All right, let's put that right there. And here is the top. And then this we'll put up here because that came in somewhere. We'll figure it out. And there's more right here. There's Jose Cruz. All right, let's start out and see what's inside this box. A mystery lot of 1978 Topps cards. And we start out here with the Kansas City Royals. An unchecked checklist. That's pretty sweet. Hold on. Hopefully you don't hear a noise here. I'm using the headset, trying to keep the audio good here. John Walkenfuss. Now, this is the first year, 78 was the first year that I collected heavy. I think that I almost had the full complete set based on packs that I opened up in 1978 as a 9-year-old. And so I was able to build out the set with no problem. And I've got tons of doubles and triples, and they're all boxed up. So Pete Broberg, Cubs. See a painted on hat. Might not be. Might be a real Cubs hat. There's Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins. Ray Elliott. Are these in order? 719. 720. They are in order going backwards. Okay. Let's see. Maybe it's a set. We'll find out. Let's keep going. Partial set. I'm not 100% sure. Randy Elliott, Ron Jackson, Clarence Cito Gaston. Here's another Hall of Famer, Jim Cott. So maybe we won't get duplicates. If this is a set, that's still cool. Or almost a full set. That's still cool. Bobby Valentine. Here's rookie pitchers. Nobody really knows. Oh, Dennis Lamp. Dennis Lamp is definitely the biggest one on here. Young Dennis Lamp. Rookie outfielders. Mike Easler is the biggest one. Del Alston. The rookie pitchers. Matt Keogh, rest in peace. Stan Schatzeder. Look at that. That's pretty freaking cool. Malter and Trammell rookie. Hey, let's throw Mickey Klutz at UL Washington, who I loved growing up as a kid. With his toothpick and everything. That's pretty cool. Hall of Famers, 2 of them on one. That's a very iconic card right there. Here's another rookie one. Pat Putnam, Dave Revering. Those 2 names. There's Clint Hurdle. Miguel Delaunay. Dave Bergman, too. Look at that. Sweet Lou rookie. It's pretty sweet. Sweet Lou. Look at that. Jack Morris rookie. Awesome. There's Tom Hume, Steve McCaddy. All right, they're the rookies. Jackie Brown. Boy, wouldn't it be something? If there's an Eddie Murray in here, I'm going to totally freak out. Juan Bernhardt. Roger Metzger. Steve Mingori. Dwight Dewey Evans. Elias Sosa. Lamar Johnson. Ken Ritz. Ritz. This Is it Reitz? Ross Grimsley, Mickey Rivers, George Mitterwald. There's another Hall of Famer right there, sitting there the whole time. Gaylord Perry was with the Rangers. Very cool. Frank Tavares. I think we traded away and got Tim Foley. I don't know if that was in that trade or I can't remember off the top of my head. There's Ralph Hoke. Manager card. It's a cool one. Mike Champion. Ken Brett, George's brother. Rob Bellar. I'm saying that wrong. Wayne Garrett. Ed Herman. Steve Brine. Or Byrne. Maybe it's Bry. Steve Bry. I've been saying his name wrong all these years. I think it's Steve Bry. Don Kessinger, who I think was also the manager, too, for the White Sox one of those seasons. Maybe the year prior. I can't remember. Pio Falcone. And these cards are in pretty good shape. I mean, nice corners on these for as old as they are. Really nice stuff. Jeff Bird, Dennis Leonard, Fred Stanley, Paul Ruschel. That's Rick Ruschel's brother. I think the 79 Topps, he looks even worse. He actually looks, like a normal 70s pitcher in this one. But the 19th, I think it's the 79 one. He looks like a car insurance salesman, without a doubt. Paul Dade. Grant Jackson, rest in peace. Jason Thompson, the young Jason Thompson. It might be a rookie card for him. I'm not 100% sure on that. There's the Rangers. Unchecked is Manny Sanguian. Awesome. There were the A's. Lyman Bostock. Sad, tragic story. This guy could have been massive. He was on his way. Go look him up if you don't know. Very sad story. Pepe Frias, Ron Hodges, the checklist. Doug Rader, Moose Haas, early Moose Haas card. Gary Thomason, Thomason. Steve Dunning. This card always kills me. He looks like he's stoned out of his mind. Maybe he was. Rick Auerbach. I must have about 12 Rick Auerbach cards. No lie. Mike Torres with a mustache. Tom House. There's Lee May. Gene Klein's. Roland Office. Here's Danny Ozark manager card for the Phils. There's the Penguin Ron Say. Ralph Garr. And then the Blue Jays ran out the stack. Continuing on. Jose Cruz. Gary Alexander Cup card. Champ Summers. Craig Swan. Willie Randolph. All-Star card. Thad Bosley. Tommy Helms, Joe Nolan, Pat Kelly. Every time I see the Orioles, I'm going to think it's Eddie Murray. We're going to find out. We'll see. Clay Carroll, Joe Wallace, Marty Perez, Ken Henderson, Pat Scanlon, Gary Maddox, Fernando Arroyo, Rick Rhoden, a young Rick Rhoden. A fifth-year card for him. Earl Williams, Will McEnany. I don't know if I'm saying that right or wrong. Eric Soderholm. Gene Mock. Twins manager card right there. Frank Tanana. Gary Woods. Steve Dillard. Gary Willock. Sexto Lescano. Dave Skaggs. Bob Apodaca. It's a tongue twister right there. Bobby Mercer with the Cubs. Not a Hall of Famer. Good, decent player. Fan favorite. Was it with the Yankees? Comment down below. Bob Nepper, Jim Mason, John Urea, Ed Goodson, John Hale, Lynn McLaughlin. There's a Hall of Famer right there. Rod Carew. There's Rance Mulliniks. That's probably a rookie for him. Buzz Capra, the Oakland Athletics. A few years before Ricky showed up. Sam Majias. Luis Gomez, Buck Martinez. Dave Kingman, King Kong is definitely a painted on cap or a painted on hat. Whatever you want to sing it. Larry Sorensen, Tom Hutton, Dick Drago, Merv Retterman, Jerry Kuzman, way off center. Whoops, sorry, I was out of the camera, the shot there, sorry. Mick Kelleher, Dave Rader, Glenn Burke, Paul Mitchell, Ed Armbrister, Butch Weiniger, Joe Coleman, Terry Poole, Francisco Barrios, the Braves team card, unchecked, John Mayberry, Joe Kerrigan, John Scott, Ted Martinez, Lenny Randall. I think that's Gene Richards right there, too, in the shot with him. Larry Harlow, Tim Johnson, Larry Cox. There's a Hall of Famer, Steve Carlton. Pretty sweet. Vic Davalillo. Bruce Bochy, young Bruce Bochy. Rorick Harrison, The Checklist. Sandy Alomar Sr. Skip Jutzy. Tom Underwood, Paul Hartzell, Rob Piccolo, Vic Corral, the Reds team card with unchecked Bernie Carbo, Donnie Moore, there's a Hall of Famer right there, Dick Williams, Montreal Expos manager at that time, Steve Staggs, Larry Heisel, Brian Downing, Tommy Boggs, Gary, maybe it's just Bear, or is it Bayry? I'm not sure. Tom Cochran, Rob Spearing, Larry Herndon, and then Frank Duffy. I don't know where these were. I think I kind of figured it out. Let's see. No worries. We'll get to those in a second. There's Willie Stargell. There's Pops, Hall of Famer. Rest in peace, Pops. Card just fell. Brett Strom. Johnny Oates. He was a pitching coach for us last year, the Pirates. No longer with us. Willie Crawford, Rom Blomberg, Roger Freed, Pat Rocket, the Mariners. There's the with the Superdome behind the Mariners. They were terrible back then. Joe Sambito, Glenn Adams, Dave Cash. There's Chuck Tanner, manager card. Steve Renko, Jim Sundberg, Scott McGregor, Amos Otis, Rudy Mioli, Jim Tyrone, don't remember him for the A's, John Curtis, Chris Chambliss, good player right there, Jim Norris, Ken Maka, Rick Miller, Jackson Todd, Ron LaFleur, the Cardinals team card, unchecked, didn't check Seattle, but I imagine it's unchecked, Jerry Remy, Doug Capilla, Bill Stein, Gary Matthews. I always like Gary Matthews. He's definitely a scrappy player. Jim Slayton. Billy Buckner. Rest in peace. Continuing on. Ron Reed. Roy Smalley. I don't know if that's a rookie. It might be a rookie for him. Maybe a 70. I don't know if he's in 77. J.R. Richard. Great pitcher. A lot of issues. Rick Cerrone. Alvin Dark. Manager for the Padres. I want to say I thought I read some of the Alvin Dark wasn't the nicest guy. Jerry Grote or Grote, I'm not sure. Rogelio Moret, Rob Andrews, Jim Catfish Hunter, Hall of Famer right there. It's cool. Jeff Newman, Bob Bailey, Vern Rule, Bill Robinson, Dave LaRoche, Tigers team card. I'm sorry, Tigers, Twins. Sorry. Twins team card. Look, there's another Hall of Famer, Tom Seaver. Very cool. Tim Blackwell, Leroy Stanton, Tug McGraw, Mike Ivey. Doesn't look very happy. Roy Hartsfield, manager for the Toronto Blue Jays. Elliot Maddox, Larry Gura, Davey Lopes, Ken Kravec, John Ellis, Bo McLaughlin, Vic Harris, Mike Norris. That might be a rookie. Maybe. Fernando Gonzalez, Butch Metzger, Al Oliver, Scoop. Love Al Oliver, Joe Youngblood. I think he's still with us. Fred Kendall and the Red Sox. Let's see what number this one is. 424. 390. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right. Let's continue on. Already 15 minutes in here. All right, let's fix these. Get these other ones out. There's a famous card coming up that is like, it looks so strange, and I need to look up the history of it, but we'll get to it in a second. Okay, let's see what these ones have. Junior Moore. 421. Okay, Jerry Garvin Cup card. Tony Muser. Mike Garman. Jack Brohammer. Ray Fosse. Daryl Knowles. There's Reggie. Mr. October. Reggie the Yankees reign supreme. That's pretty cool. National League Championship. So this must be like a partial set the way it's looking. I don't remember if the listing mentioned it that way, but it doesn't matter. It's still very cool to see this. Dodgers overpower Phillies in 4. That's Davey Lopes and crap. Catcher is that? Can't remember. AL Championships rally. Yankees rally to defeat the Royals. Vaguely remember that. Joe Zettis. Don't remember him for the Royals. Mike Jorgensen, Raleigh Eastwick. Looks like a paint on cap too. The Tigers team card unchecked. Bud Harrelson, Dave Campbell. There's Sparky Anderson, Hall of Famer. There's Nolan Ryan. That's pretty cool that's in here. Way off center, though. Holy smokes. The back's bad, too, but the front's really, what you do? It's like everybody thinks they're going to get a 10. You're not getting 10s in the vintage cards. They're so rare. That's why they're worth so much money. Just remember that, guys, because there's a lot of people that come into this space and they don't understand. I was kind of that way in the beginning when I got back into this. I didn't think about it, Then I learned as time went on. It's so hard to find 10s in vintage cards. So hard to get 9s in vintage cards. You're lucky if you get 8s and 7s. If you get those, be happy. And there should be some price adjustments done as far as values go, but that's a whole other topic here. Pete Mackinnon, Don Hood, Greg Gross, Bob Stinson, Jim Hughes, Roy Howell, Tippy Martinez, and Billy Allman with a mustache. Continuing on, Tom Poquette, the Mets team card unchecked. Bill Travis, Doug Bear, Steve Garvey, All-Star card. I think he's going to get in the Hall of Fame at some point. Someday. Rick Camp, Terry Forrester, Louis Tiant, Louis Taint. Louis Tiant right there. He will get in the Hall of Fame. I bet you the next go-around or the one after that. Would not be surprised. Sam Ewing, Aurelio Rodriguez, Mike Flanagan, Mario Guerrero, Dave Hiverlo, Tom Grieve, Steve Busby, Bucky F. and Dent Bunting, John Stearns. I've never noticed this shot of him bunting until now. I don't like Bucky Dent. I don't know Bucky Dent. He's probably, who knows if he's a good guy or bad guy. It's just it's a reference to the Red Sox and that home run and everything else, and you guys know. John Stearns, Jim Todd, if you don't look it up. Dwayne Kuiper, that might be a rookie. No, not a rookie. The Brewers, the Brew Crew. I love this guy right there. Him. It's got to be a trainer. And the guy in the suit, it's got to be a GM, owner, somebody in the shot. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Rick Langford, Mike Lum, Bruce Sutter, Hall of Famer. May he rest in peace. Vern Rapp. St. Louis Cardinals coach then, Jim Fergozzi, Tom Pashorek, Fred Lynn. He was really good too. Davey Johnson is a player. Young Davey Johnson. Not really. What am I saying? He looks young, but boy, he played a long time. Looks young though here. Henry Cruz, Paul Lindblad, Andy Etchenbaron. Is it Etchenbaron? I don't know if I'm saying his name right or wrong, if I'm butchering it all these years. Okay, let's just do this stack right here. They're probably out of order if it's a partial set or almost complete set. Oscar Gamble. Still sporting that fur there. Julio Gonzalez. The Astros, just happy to have a spot. Bill Fahey. Ken Holtzman. Bob Gorinsky. Tito Fuentes with that headband. It says Tito. Look at that. He had some panache, didn't he? Tito Fuentes. Jack Clark. Not sure if that's a rookie or not. I don't think it is. In fact, I know it's not because he's in 77. That's his rookie year, the second year. Sorry. Mario Mendoza, the Mendoza line. Look at that batting average. 198, 185, 190, 221. His rookie season, 1974. The Mendoza line. If you don't know, go look it up. Joe LaHoyd, I don't know if I'm saying that right or wrong. The Phillies team card unchecked. There's another Hall of Famer, Ted Simmons, young Ted Simmons. Bobby Winkles. Or Winkless. Or is it Winkles? Winkless. Manny Sarmiento, Tommy John, Jose Morales, Jim Willoughby, Brian Asselstein, Ray Burris, Rusty Staub, I'll say it, Le Grand Orange. So say it all the time. Rusty Staub played for so many, look at that, how long he played for. He started out with the Houston Colt 45s in 1963, folks. Also, rest in peace, Rusty. But still, he played for a long time, not a Hall of Famer. I mean, I don't know, though. I don't know if people argue about him being in. He was vital in certain years, and I don't know. He played for a long time, had decent numbers. Tim Nordbrook, Baylor Moore. Maybe he will get in someday on a committee thing. I don't know if they've ever considered him or not, but maybe they should. Rick Dempsey, Larry Milburn, Ed Figueroa, Dave May. That's Lee's brother, I believe. Chris Knapp. And there's Mike Schmidt. It's pretty cool. Sorry, he's not too bad in this one. Left to right, just a little bit off. Top to bottom, not bad. The back, that's killing it right there. It's probably a 6. Not that I'm grading any of these. Okay, here's this card. I need to know the history of this card. Greg Minton. Now, this looks like it's a completely painted everything from his face, but maybe it's just a filter they used. It's just odd. It's so odd. But it's a famous card, and I think people get a laugh out of it because of the look of it. Jose Baez, Don Sutton, Hall of Famer. Cliff Johnson, Jim Rooker, Joe Negro, Phil's brother. Rico Carty, good player right here. Played for a very long time. There's a story behind him. Definitely John Milner. Sam Hines, love this. Cubs team card. They went with the floating heads. Bobby Schultz or Schultzy. Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer. It's awesome. Whitey Herzog, Hall of Famer. Tony Armas, good player, not a Hall of Famer. Warren Brewster. Or Brewster. He looks pissed. He's got a perm going on there. Not Jared Kroll perm. Biff Pocoroba, Larry Parrish. Ooh, maybe there's a second Andre Dawson, second year. I don't know. I don't know if this is the set. I can't remember what number of card that is. Mike Willis, the checklist. Dave Hamilton, Kiko Garcia, Ben Ogilvy, Steve Yeager, Omar Moreno, the Antelope, the Yankees team card, Eric Rasmussen, Bill Verdon, not a Hall of Famer. As a player or a manager, but a good manager, decent player. There's the Houston Astros managing them. Bruce Bosclair, Bill Bonham, Freddie Patek, Randy Lurch, Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Very cool. Love that card. Pulled that multiple times as a child. Along with this one, Wayne Twitchell, Gil Flores, Sal Bando, solid third baseman. Another solid player here, Burt Campaneris. There were the Rangers, longtime Oakland Athletic. There is the Dodgers team card unchecked. All right, let's see what else we have here. Joe Altobelli, manager card for the Giants. Jerry Royce, Jim Kern, Steve Swisher, Don Kirkwood, Craig Nettles, Dave Goltz, Frank White, Dan Driesen. Expos, team card unchecked. Barry Bonnell, Pete Vukovich, minus his facial hair there. Gene Tennis, Whammy, Dyer Miller, Juan Beniquez, Tim McCarver. Herman Franks, manager for the Cubs. Dick Pole. Dick Pole. I love it. It's sophomoric humor. Childish toilet humor. I love it. Wayne Nordhagen. Al Hrabowski, the Mad Hungarians, Manny Moda, Al Fitzmaurice, Joe Ferguson, Don Gullett, Bruce Keeson, Jerry Martin. That might be Bernie Stennett in the background there. Or maybe that's Mike Easler in the outfield. I can't tell. Jerry Martin, Chris Spire, Pedro Borbone, Mike Cubbage, Ron Gilbreth, Mike Paxton. Definitely has a painted on cap, the way it looks right there. Darrell Evans. I think that's Ed Ott. Might be wrong. Not 100% sure. I don't know if it was Ed Ott on the team then. I can't remember. I know he was on the 79 squad, but he had to have been. Anyway, there is the Angels team card. Ryan's in there somewhere. Alan Bannister and Mike Caldwell. All right, let's keep going. This has been super fun. Will the Murray be in here? Or hey, if the Dawson's in here, I'll be very thrilled. Earl Weaver, manager card, Hall of Famer right there. Jose Cardinal, sporting that hair for the Phils. Doc Ellis, love it when he was with the Rangers. Love that Rangers jacket. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Got some leaders cards here. Leading fireman Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer with the handlebar mustache, and Bill Campbell. ERA leaders, John the Candyman Candelaria and Frank Tanana. Look at that. That's an iconic card right here. Oh, yes, it is. Phil Niekro, Nolan Ryan, the strikeout leaders card. Very famous card. Can be very valuable if you can get that in a 10. Good luck. Victory leaders. This is a cool one. Got two Hall of Famers, the bookends, Carlton Palmer and Goltz and Leonard in the middle. Freddie Patek. I didn't know he was a stolen base leader, but he was. That's right. And Frank Tavares. Patek had 53 stolen bases and Tavares had 70. They used to run back then. I don't even know if these guys steal bases as much anymore. George Foster, Larry Heisel. It's not Heisley, by the way. Some YouTubers call him Larry Heisley. It's Larry Heisel. George Foster, Jim Rice, a Hall of Famer and a great player. And George Foster, not a Hall of Famer, probably should be in. There's two right there. There's Cobra and Rod Carew. Love that card. Batting leaders. All right, Reggie Jackson, Hall of Famers, All-Star card. Bob Baylor, Darryl Thomas, Rich Chillis, the Padres team card, unchecked. Tommy Lasorda, Hall of Famer. Bob Stanley, Doug Bird, Dave Concepcion, great player there, his All-Star card. Dick Tidrow, that big old caterpillar mustache. Dave Chalk just chilling out. Gene Garber, Jerry Morales, Wayne Garland, and Robin Yount. That's pretty cool. That's in here. Very nice stuff. Keep going, John. Let's see. Mike Hargrove, Pat Zachary, Lou Brock, Hall of Famer, Reggie Smith, Tim Foley with the Giants, Carlos Lopez, there's Ronnie Stennett, rest in peace, Bob Ochinko, Padres there, Tom Thormusgaard, I don't know if I'm saying that right or wrong, Bob Boone, there's another Hall of Famer, Jim Palmer, Joaquin Andahar, great pitcher, Pete Lecoq, Andy Messersmith, Cecil Cooper, Steve Stone, he looks stoned. He does. Ivan De Jesus, Dale Murray, Doyle Alexander, Rick Monday, Keith Hernandez, a young Keith Hernandez, John the Count Montefusco, Rupert Jones, good player right there. There's his cup card. There's Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, Wayne Gross, cup card, Larry Demery, Ron Guidry, Steve Henderson, Enos Cabell. There's another Hall of Famer, Burt Blylev, and the Rangers stacking it up back there with Hall of Famers. Jeff Burrows, Bill Russell. I think they stunk, too. Chet Lemon. There's George Scott. Love George Scott. His batting helmet. Rest in peace, George. Manny Trio, good player right there. There's another Hall of Famer, Dennis Eckersley. That's cool. That's a second-year card, I believe, for him. Is that a second year or a third? Gary Carter, Hall of Famer, rest in peace. Denny Martinez, Terry Harmon. I have a million Terry Harmon cards, too. Joe Montagu? I don't know. Tucker Ashby. You can tell I'm having fun here, guys. The Houston Astros. Awesome. Let them play. Let them play. Mike Tyson. How pissed he looks here, too. He does not look thrilled. Richie Zisk. Joe Torre, Hall of Famer. Ed Halicki. Bill Plummer. You know, I remember pulling Bill Plummer cards and being not very happy. Because, I don't remember what the correlation was back then, but I seemed like I got some of these guys, so many of them, and it's just absurd. Reggie Cleveland, Lee Lacy, Sid Monge, Jim Essien, Stan Bonson, the Orioles team card, Jamie Quirk. Okay. Last stack. This has been super fun. There's a Hall of Famer right there. Bobby Cox. Okay. Bobby Cox. Oscar Zamora, Mike Phillips, long video. John Lowenstein, Dave Tomlin, Ron Fairley, Bob Montgomery, the Giants team card with the Marlboro ad. See, how'd they let that go, right? But then, like, the 89 Fleer, Randy Johnson's like, oh, they had to black it out and everything. But then there are other cards with cigarette billboards in the background. It's crazy. I guess because they did it, and that's why it's valuable. But, you know, I don't know why they did it, because there are other cards. I know why they did it, but you know what I'm saying. Ken Griffey Sr. right there. Daryl Johnson, manager card. Pablo Torrealba, Ed Kirkpatrick, Dick Ruthven, Andy Hassler, Goose Gossage. That's a great card. Mike Vale, Steve Foucault. I'm saying that right now. Right or wrong. Claudel Washington, rest in peace. The White Sox team card. Ken Singleton. Gene Pence. Or is it Pensy? It's Pence. Don Zimmer. Awesome manager card. Thurman Munson. Great card. Very cool. The centering's pretty good left to right. Then top to bottom, it's off. In the back, oh, look at that. Probably a 6, 7, something like that. Otto Velez. All right. Rest in peace, Thurman Munson, by the way. Boy, if that plane crash did not happen, who knows? I mean, I didn't like the Yankees back then, but boy, I can appreciate some of these players now. But man, who knows what would have happened with him? He could have been a superstar. He's on his way without a doubt. Mitchell Page, Cup card. Tom Johnson, Phil Garner, Scrap Iron. Jim Lomborg, Rick Ruschel. Ed Cranepool, Don Baylor, Jack Billingham. I don't think we're going to get either one of those cards. Maybe we'll. Al Cowens, Mark Fidrich. Third-year card for him, I think. George Orta, Bert Hooten. There's Yaz, Carl Yastrzemski, Hall of Famer, William Montanez. There's another Hall of Famer, William McCovey. Gary Templeton, good shortstop right there. Glenn Abbott, George Hendrick, Bob Lacey, Bump Wills Cup card, Steve Kemp. There's Pete Rose, rest in peace. He'll get in the Hall of Fame for all you Pete Rose fans. Finally. Daryl Porter, Bobby Gritch, Roy White. I don't know who that is back there. That's Fisk. Might be Tony Perez, Hall of Famer. Don Assey. Another Hall of Famer, Phil Necro. Look, there's another Marlboro ad in the background. Cigarettes were everywhere, kids. Doug DeCinces, Mike Sadak. There's another Hall of Famer, Reggie Jackson, record breaker card. Oh, look at that. Nolan Ryan, record breaker card. Way out center, but who cares? It's a very cool card, iconic card. There's another one, Pete Rose. Good one. Brooks Robinson, Willie McCovey, Sparky Lyle, and Lou Brock. That's card number 1. So this is definitely a partial set. So we're missing the, we'll just leave this pile right there. We're missing, obviously, the Murray and the Dawson out of this, but I didn't know what to expect. I don't remember it being listed as a partial set. Maybe it was. It was months and months and months ago. Anyway, I'm glad I pulled this out to showcase it. I wanted to look at the cards anyway, and they're all in pretty damn good shape. So this was a nice one. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Remember, if you're new here and you like what you're seeing here, please hit the subscribe button. Please comment down below. Please share this video with everybody out there in the car community. Give this video a thumbs up and a like. Until next time, folks, this is John with John Sports. We're signing off, and I'll see everybody very, very soon. Take care.